Thank you for joining me. It is our second day of live daily health checklist check in. Try saying that 3 times. Is that what they say? So today we are again focused on getting our 6 daily habits in on our checklist. We've got hydration, fruits and greens, sunlight, movement, laughter, and of course, our big salad. And you can get a free meal plan before I forget to mention it at gladblueprint.com. You can go right here at the top. It'll say JJ's Jumpstart to Health, Women Over 40. However, this really works for anyone who wants the meal plan, but I specifically focus this on women over 40 because, as you can see, I was over 40. I was not feeling my best self. I was dealing with chronic back pain, allergies, constant colds and things. And what happened was really what I call like a miracle. I came across a video by mistake. It was called Raw, RAW, and it was talking about um let me make sure. I just wanted to make sure I was actually live. Hello, everyone, if you're here. I saw this, and anyway, I decided to do a 3 day experiment because I saw people were healing all kinds of chronic conditions on this. Diet of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. And I started having these big, huge salads, and I kept adding and adding onto them as I learned the health benefits of different foods. And within 30 days, the chronic back pain that I had suffered with for 18 years actually ended up going away completely, and it's never, returned. And this was in 2019. And then I also, um, within about 6 months, had lost all of the weight that I wanted to lose. I had lost 55 pounds, and I've also kept that off over the last 6 years, give or take a little bit of fluctuation. And that's where a lot of this daily health checklist came in, because this year I've been really focused on balancing hormones, learning how our hormones like cortisol, oxytocin, like the stress hormone, and our connection hormone, how they work together. And it was all about the food for me, really, for the first 5 years. But in the sixth year and coming up on the seventh year, I've really started to hone in on the pillars of health, as they're called. So the things like sunlight, movement, and how important that is not only for women over 40, but for everyone, really, for your mental health. And it really does play a part in why we hold on to fat in our belly, especially. And I'm really excited to share that with you. And I'm the author of How I Went from Sad to Glad, my simple 4 step blueprint to transform your health, weight, and mindset to finally reach your goals with joy and ease. I know it's a long name, but if you know me, which some of you do, obviously, if you're here on my page, you know I'm a little bit wordy. So you'll have to keep me on track. Usually I try to put together a little bullet points so I don't go off track. But basically, this was really a life changer for me. I also ended my lifelong seasonal allergies. And what I've come to realize in helping people, as a health and as a mindset coach with a psychology background, that it's really not as much about eliminating as we have to first start with getting excited about what we're adding to our life. And then there's actually a theory I posted about today called the crowding theory. If you start crowding your life with really good habits and things that are, serving you for your self-love, your weight, your mindset, and everything works together in conjunction. And those other things that you are, inevitably trying to run away from, like the things that might not be serving you, they're going to naturally be pushed out because it's going to be crowded with getting excited about your health. And I found that, especially for women over 40, it is not about, you know, making this something that's stressful, because stress is actually one of the things that can make you hold on to weight. So what we want to do is we want to find something enjoyable, simple. We also have something called decision fatigue that can happen when we have to constantly make decisions over and over. So that's why I eat very simply. You'll see on the 3 day, you can get your free 3 day reset meal plan. I eat this every day, but of course, you could start with 3 days because it's low commitment. And that's how this started for me. I did a 3 day experiment, and here I am almost 7 years later. It's become a passion for me to talk about the vegan lifestyle, and also how I can help women over 40 by adding fresh, whole, raw foods. And it doesn't have to, you don't have to go all raw. I'm telling you, that made me feel great. That had me lose the bulk of the weight. But what I found is what you want to do is add as much fresh, whole, raw foods as you can. And that's why I gave options in the salad portion of the meal plan. You can add a lot of all your fresh, veggies and fruits like cucumbers. But then at the top, you can add something called quinoa, which is kind of like, it mirrors a grain, but it's actually a seed. It looks like rice. You can add beans if you want. I've got a lot of different options on there for you. So I would check that out if you want the free meal plan. You can look over the website. It's got everything on there. It's got my book, the memberships, and today, when you get the meal plan, I also am sending you my audio book, which is read by me. And hopefully, you will enjoy that too. So, how is everyone doing? Let me see if anyone's in the chat. Oh, my friend Carl. Hello. Nice to see you. And Sky. If you guys have been watching, me and Sky go live every week. I love our talks. We always talk about a very important topic in these chats. We usually do it on Monday. We did it Thursday last week because Sky's been traveling, and I love all of her, recipes and everything, especially if you do the 3 day reset and you find this is something you can enjoy. She just made a literally healthy, raw, cheesy broccoli recipe. So you have to check that out. And she has so many amazing creations to help us with those comfort foods, but we want to be healthy too, because there's a lot of emotion involved in eating, right? And I know me and Sky have talked about this, how important it is to have, all kinds of things that contribute to your health. They all kind of stack one on top of the other. For example, if you're eating for me, like if you're eating right, it builds on you being motivated to want to move around, and if you are eating and right can mean so many different things to so many different people. But what I've found through all of my research, my own health journey, and others that I know, like my friend Sky, when you balance it with, especially over 40, with fruits and greens. For me, I love that because it helps that iron get absorbed quicker when you eat the fruit that has the vitamin C in it. So I eat that for lunch every day. And then a big salad for me is what helps keep me healthy. And it also gives you something that you can kind of wrap your head around, especially in the beginning. You can experiment with lots of recipes and everything. And Sky actually makes her recipes, even a JJ could do it. Isn't that what they used to say? Like even a caveman could do it? No, but she will give you options, but she makes them with ingredients we can all find. And it's just like her, mixology, I guess I'll call it. She puts them together in such a nice way that it tastes great, but it's also something doable. It's not 10,000 different ingredients or things that you have to, find in a very specialty store. Most of her recipes are very doable for even beginners. So if you get into this and you find, okay, JJ, I'm loving your salads, but I want some other recipes, definitely check her out too. But for me, I do a salad every evening, and that salad actually helps give me the energy, and it gives me so much motivation. Like eating like this and making sure I'm getting my full water and sunlight lifts up your mood, being out in nature. And believe it or not, as I was talking about, there's a hormone, oxytocin, that is. Something I'm doing a video on, so it's at the really in the forefront of my mind right now. But it's actually a connection type hormone that can lower our cortisol, which is our stress hormone that makes us hold on to fat. And so having a nice little laugh, even if you read some jokes online, I'll do that sometimes. I'm always telling jokes too, right? Or watching a podcast or something that inspires you, being around, the significant other or friends, even if you do a Zoom call. That's why I created my clubs. So I have a club that's off Facebook right now. It's on school, and you can sign up for any of my memberships on the link that I'll post here. It's actually in the description of this video. And we have an Amazing Transformers VIP club, which is really for everyone who's interested in adding fresh raw foods to their life and learning a little bit about the plant-based diet. We touch on a little bit about veganism, and it's just a really safe, encouraging space. We meet on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern here, at least Eastern in the US. I know it's probably the next day over there where Sky is right now. And we actually have a member, Beth. She's from the UK, so it's actually like I think 7 for her there. So but it's 2 o'clock Eastern, and every Wednesday I do like a little mini workshop, and then we just kind of talk and we have some Q&A, and it's really fun. We just finished up the GLA&D workshop, so we did discipline this week, and I actually record a YouTube of each of those sessions, not with my members because I like to keep it quiet, or quiet. I like to keep it private, but yeah, I'm definitely not one of those teachers. Quiet down. But definitely we have some laughs in there. And so what I mean is I don't actually record their questions and answers because they may not want that broadcast on YouTube. But I do right after I do a session, just me and the camera and everyone in the comments, and I do the same workshops for YouTube. So you can always check those out. I have a playlist called Glad Blueprint Series. And then I also have now a new club that I started, Women Over 40. And this is specifically if you are in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or beyond, and you want to have a group of like minded people that might be in a similar situation. And of course, I say I'm 21, but I'm really 48. So getting, in that realm of understanding, and also I just saw Sky post about her women's health podcast. There are some things and changes that happen that I had no idea at 35, even when I started this journey at 42, that would happen to me. Some changes when your hormones start to shift. There are things I feel like that have helped me, like maybe adding a little more healthy fat, and that's why I put the ratios in the salad in case that might help you too. If you're feeling overweight, you feel like I need to do something and I just don't know where to start, and you've maybe tried other diets and they just get too complicated, or you give up on them, or you're feeling like you're having lower energy, mood swings, all of these things start coming up. And I have found that not only just, adding these things to your life, fruits, greens, and a salad, like that literally sounds so simple, but it changed my life. And then when I put these other things in, it took it to a whole nother level to help me hormonally. When I added in, if I'm not eating a lot of water rich fruits, I want to drink water, especially if you might be starting, from square one here where you haven't even ever heard of plant based food. You don't even eat a fruit or a vegetable. You likely could be dehydrated, and that could be why you have low energy, because there's a lot of salt in a lot of processed foods. So, in the beginning, don't be too hard on yourself, right? Find a dressing that's non dairy that you love. Make these big salads. I even give some examples of salads that I like. I add some sauerkraut, mustard, and olives on one of my little combos, and it actually tastes like what used to be called a Reuben, right? In my previous life, when we would have sandwiches, it actually tastes like that. Sometimes I'll do taco salad where I'll do like a little bit of taco seasoning. That's the one I'm kind of hooked on right now. I remember telling Sky I was really hooked on that. And I have like a little taco seasoning, some taco sauce, and, maybe some plant type ranch that, you can make it later on down the line, but you can buy these things too. And, you can always get into making your own salad dressings. But what I always say is we try to start these things on level 10. Just start small, add what you can. This week, if you can only maybe add fruit and greens for lunch, which I do greens like lettuce or kale, is basically the two that I use. And if you have that, just replace your lunch with that. I'm telling you, you might see like a big boost in your energy. You'll probably be able to get work done even after you get off work. Getting that sunlight also brings energy. And I know movement is also another thing that can make you feel so much better. And if you can't move around a lot, maybe you're dealing with some kind of chronic condition, or you just don't feel as motivated, just gentle movement, do what you can. And if you are over 40, but my friend has a channel, Boomer and Beyond Wellness, Angela, you probably see her post all the time on my group. She has a wonderful channel called Boomer and Beyond Wellness on YouTube, and she actually has workouts for people that are either can't move around as good as they used to or have chronic conditions, and she can help you do it in a safe way. But for me, I'm into the elliptical right now, so I found a really good 20-minute workout, and when I can, I stay on longer. um, just these six things, just adding them to your life could potentially really make you feel like it did for me. It made me lose weight and my allergies, and also um, just really keep weight off in an easy way. And sometimes we think, oh, I need something different, but most of the time, if you think about it, you really eat the same thing every day. And especially if you add different things to your salad, it can work for you, and then you can start building on that. Like if you're someone who likes recipes, maybe you start learning some plant-based recipes. And I found that getting the meat and dairy out of my diet did so much for me, and if you are just starting out, do whatever you can, but you have to allow yourself to know that you can do it and that you're going to be okay. And that's what this is all about. You can't make changes sometimes from this lifestyle to this lifestyle, but these are things that you can do. And that's why I came up with this checklist. And I was just posting it every day, but I thought, let me really go live for at least the 7 days where we're having the checklist challenge. And that's just a fun little game I'm playing with it there. Let me go back over here and see. Carl. Oh, thank you, Carl. I'm so excited. I know I'm going to email this out because you actually, I think, are already on my email list. So I'm going to send it to everybody, even if you don't have a chance to click and sign up. I really appreciate you doing that and encouraging me, and coming on here when I have my lives. It's so good to see people in the comments. It's really, helps me know that people are watching and listening, and that actually like feel like I'm having a conversation. So I appreciate you and Sky and anyone else here catching the replay. Leave me a message and let me know where you are in your journey. If you have any questions, I always respond to every comment, or I try to. Sometimes on YouTube it's really strange because I won't get the notification, so I have to go into my YouTube studio and check the comments. So every now and then I'm really quick to respond, but if it seems to be one that glitches, I'll have to catch it. I'm going to try to start going in there every day. So trying to get better with all kinds of checklists, right? So what about these things here? Do you get any of these in right now? Let me know if you are getting. Um, Oh, there it is. I couldn't find the checklist. If you currently do you get hydration in? Do you get your fruits and greens in? Are you getting sunlight, movement, laughter, and salad? Or are you going to try one this week? Or just one today? Like if you can just do one today, leave me a comment, because you can also do a little build habit stacking too. Like what I found, and I think Dawn does this too. When she does her workout, she listens to motivational things that give her that, it might not be laughter, but laughter is just an example of one of the things that can help you feel relaxed. It's really more about allowing your mind to just, not feel stressed and do something you enjoy. And so you could be doing movement and let's say you're eating your fruit and greens and you go sit outside in the sunlight. Like sometimes you can package these all together where you'll have everything in before, noon, but you can do it one at a time, but they start to really just work together in synergy. So if if you do one or all of these, let me know. And if you are just new to this and you're going to start doing it, what we're doing as a fun thing is posting our points. You don't have to post them here, but along with this, when you get the daily health checklist, just comment checklist and I'll send you the checklist and I'll send you a little sheet so you can score yourself every day and we can see at the end of the 7 days how many you have. And then you can try to like beat that, the next week. So it's not really about a competition with each other. It's really a competition with ourselves to start to have an easy way to feel better. Especially like maybe you've already been plant based. Maybe you've been trying to go raw or high raw, and you just feel like you've gotten off track. Sometimes it feels like there's so much of a big mountain to climb, and when we just start simply, just adding one thing in every day, it can really help us focus, and we're not focused on the outcome. Maybe you're trying to lose weight. Well, we don't want to focus on just losing weight. We want to focus on what's going to get us there, and we want to focus on finding ways to enjoy it. So that's why I created this checklist, and that's why I'm making a commitment to go live every day for 7 days. So I'm excited already to see you guys tomorrow. Any exciting plans here that you have for your Sunday? Anyone want to leave me a comment on that? We are trying to go to the beach and the sun kind of keeps coming out and then going in looking like it's going to rain. So I'm like, let me jump on here. I was going to do this from the beach, which would have been probably cooler than seeing me here at my desk sitting next to my book like always. But um hopefully this setup looks okay where you guys can see me. I feel like I kind of like this because I can share the checklist, which is what this is all about. But then when I share the checklist, I can't really see myself. So I keep looking down um, to check and make sure I'm on the screen and that you can see. There's a delay though. So right now it doesn't show the checklist. There it is. Okay. I'm glad it's back up. So I'm doing like a little screen share thing. This is a little bit new, but I think I'll do some workshops like this where I can share information on the screen or photos to kind of help follow along. I remember I did one of these. There's a lot of really cool videos on my YouTube, and I'm going to be uploading another one here this evening about the how the stress and cortisol, oxytocin, all that plays into our weight gain and how our mood can be affected by our insulin. So it's going to be a really good video, but and it also, this all this was learned really through reading about. I'm like, I call myself a nutrition researcher because I really went like all JJ nerd on this stuff, right? I just wanted to know everything about the human body, and I realized that our human body was actually working with us, and sometimes it can feel like things are working against you, but it's only because of the input. So when you start putting in things that it loves, and it makes your digestion easier, it makes your hormones balance, and it makes you feel better, like with all these different things, if you can just commit to them, I found that the body actually started running like working for me. And anytime something doesn't feel right, which started to happen in like 2024, that's when I started to look into the hormonal changes and started looking into how stress plays a part in it, because I was almost stressing so much about the diet, and did this have seeds or did this not have seeds, and that was part along with other stressors maybe. But you can actually, the mind can affect this so much. And when you get in your mind that you're going to be being kind to your body, just like you would treat like one of your inanimate objects where you want to take care of it, think of your body that way. And also make it fun, because you don't want to stress about what you're doing. So however you can fit it in and still enjoy yourself and enjoy the taste, that you're having. I enjoy my fruits, I enjoy my salad, and also do something that serves your body, because when we start to look at it like that, like I have to put good things in because this is working for me to keep me alive, it really changes and shifts your perspective. And I write about that in the book. And thank you, Carl and Sky, both for reading my book. I appreciate it so much. It's good that, when you put a lot of work and effort into something, that people actually read it and then give you the feedback. So thank you. And so this is the website. I'll just show you. I showed you the Jumpstart to Health, and then it's got a little bit about me, tells you who I am, and then if you did get a copy of the book, which like I said, I'm going to be sending you the free audiobook if you get the meal plan, so you can listen to it. But if you really like it or you want to buy a copy for someone, you can buy the paperback or Kindle or the ebook, online here. This is the Amazon link I have here. And this is the Gladiators VIP Club. And then along with the book, this is a workbook that you can download so you can actually put things into action. At the end of the book, there's a little quiz that you can do to help you with steps to move forward. There's a free beginner raw vegan guide on here for those who are interested in raw living foods. I have another community here. Like I was mentioning, the Plants Formers VIP Club. Both of these have weekly live calls, whether it's the women over 40, and then there's a separate meeting here for this one. And then I have my salad ingredients, which I've included the same salad ingredients in the meal plan. And as you can see, this isn't like an ordinary salad that I'm going to be giving you. This is a small version of it. But there are, avocados. You can add peas, corn. I have different vegetables that I put in there, celery, carrots, and each of these actually does a specific thing for your body. So, like celery, I remember I added because I found that it opens up our arteries basically and helps your blood flow better. So, that's one thing that I added for that reason. Because if you're getting to a point where you're a busy professional woman over 40 or 50 or 60, and you're finding yourself spending a lot of time at your desk, we want to keep the circulation moving. In addition to movement being something that we have to do, the other thing is keeping foods in you that have enzymes that are hydrating, that do these things for your body. And nature already provided so many great things for us. Cucumbers, they're very hydrating. For example, I remember each time I would learn something, telling Dawn, like, oh my goodness, have you heard about cucumbers, to the point where now she's eating fruit and salad with me, which I'm so proud of her also. And she also keeps me motivated to work out. So, um, this is really just, I'm not going to make these too like super long, and I may even go live in a little while. Like I said, well, I'm going to be making my video soon, or editing it, so I'll be posting that. But I just wanted to come on. I wanted to say hi, and tell you all that, I'm so proud of you for even looking into this, for, opening your mind to trying something different. And Menu is excited about it too. I think Neo, he gets under the actual cover of the bed and sneaks up on her, and Menu's not feeling that. So I'm going to give her a treat, and then I'll I'll handle those two. They are like brother and sister. Um, but what else was I going to say? Well, that's all. And I just wanted to say, on the top of my page, there is, oh, I know what it was. I'm so proud of you. And I would love to, let you know that I also know that you have everything inside you to succeed. You just sometimes need a little bit of a guide or a little bit of tools. And that's what I'm here to provide. I also have a beginner's guide to protein. I have other guides I'm going to be adding onto the website. I can send those to you. Just leave me a comment. I'll send you everything. And also, I have a new newsletter. It is going to be coming out on Mondays to keep you motivated. So look out for that. When you sign up for any of these guides, or when you sign up for, I also have a bundle if you just want them all together. But when you sign up or you become a member of my group, I automatically send you everything, and also those emails. You'll be on the email list. So um, I think that's everything. As you can see, my passion is to help you. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing these. And I feel like because it helped me so much, I just want to share it with all of you. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you, Sky and Carl, for your comments. I really appreciate you. And I will see everyone for the daily check in tomorrow and in the next video that'll be coming out. All right. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.